good, doing good. We're just we're live on Twitch right now, but I want to go ahead and get this meeting started because I know everybody's late at night. Everybody has they have a life actually. A lot of people have
No,
life.
we don't.
I don't believe
Well,
it.
you don't. Other people do, but
I
Laura
eat.
does not because Laura's just Laura. But anywho, guys, this is Dave. He's from Stack Up. He and I had a conversation yesterday. We
Hi,
were out
Dave.
at
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Dave, these are the board members, admins, and mods of the Alpha Nerds Guild Facebook group. We have the board officers here and a lot of other good people. It'll take too long to introduce everybody. There's just too many, and you probably won't remember
That's
their
fair.
names anyway.
I won't.
Because, it's just, I know how it is. I've been there myself many times. So, but anyway, I met the Stack Up CEO out at TwitchCon, and we talked about maybe trying to do some stuff together in the future. To where we wouldn't kind of go against each other, to where we could kind of, I like the phrase that he and Dave use, like, when the tide rises, all ships rise, or something.
High tides raise all ships.
There you go. I wasn't Navy, so I don't know. I have no idea how it operates, but I like the gist of it. And there's maybe some things we can do together in the future. We can help each other out. We have a lot of similar objectives, similar goals. And I don't see a reason why we couldn't do some things together in the future, at least come together, do some brainstorming, and some things like that. But anyway, Dave, if you want to tell a little bit about what Stack Up does for those that don't know what you actually do with your nonprofit.
Yeah, I can keep it around 30 seconds. So
Go for it.
my name is Dave. I'm the director of veteran services for Stack Up. Essentially, the focus of our charity is supporting active duty and veteran service members through gaming and geek culture, but primarily through video games. We're trying, our goal is always to reach U.S. and allied service members and veterans. And our four major programs are supply crates, which are essentially video game care packages that we pack up here in Florida and send out all over to deployed units, to folks recovering in military hospitals. Basically, anybody we can reach out and touch that could kind of benefit from what we think of as the healing power of gaming. We have our air assault program, which is where we fly disabled or deserving veterans out to gaming events and like studio tours, stuff like that, which is kind of like we kind of look at that like our Disneyland experience type of program. Really boutique, really small number of guys we're bringing out, but we're able to have a really big impact on them. We have our stacks, which are our local volunteer groups, veterans and civilians kind of coming together to conduct events and outreach in their local areas. And lastly, we have our suicide prevention services through our Stop Squad, which is like Stack Up Overwatch program. And the objective of that is to provide non-clinical mental health support to veterans and civilians alike through our community. That's us in a nutshell. My role specifically is I pretty much run most of our direct support programs, as well as doing a lot of biz dev and generally just kind of having my hands in just about everything we're doing. So I can speak intelligently on most things. If you guys have any questions about the organization, there might be a few things you could stump me on, but if I don't have the answer, I can get it for you. But that's in a nutshell. I'm an open book if you guys have questions, but I don't want to drag my pitch out too long.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, it's very well put. We have very similar goals in what we do. I think for us, we like we talked about before, Dave. Like we focus more on stateside's veterans, non-active duty, because active duty, in my mind, it's basically they are able to afford a gaming console. They're getting paid by the government. We're looking for veterans that are already on the outside, but y'all cover both. You also cover veterans overseas that are currently deployed.
Because our thing was
go ahead.
Our thing was our whole kind of the impetus behind the creation of all this was Steven being deployed downrange with his Ranger battalion or whatever, and they got like romance novels in a care package. Like, this is ridiculous. And so when he came back,
is it though? I mean, is it though?
He said that
Hey, I like my porn. I mean,
yeah, right.
It's the poor man's porn.
Exactly, right. So he said when he came back, he was like, man, there really should be somebody sending game consoles and crap out there. That's what we needed. And so that was kind of the impetus for it. So it started off with hitting deployed units, and we've expanded to include veterans recovering and stuff, just because the PTSD angle, of course, is there. Just trying to get these people reconnected with their old friends, but also get them some new friends in the veteran space through this stuff. So
yeah, I agree. And so in the future, there's something that we could actually do together, as far as like if you ever did a drive to where you want to ship gaming consoles overseas, we could definitely get together and help out with something like that, or things we can do in the future. But basically, it's just to make people aware they're watching right now on Twitch as well, of what Stack Up actually does, how we're very similar. We talked about, excuse me, PAX South coming up, attending some expos, basically just kind of helping each other out where we can.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good. Like the more allies that you have, the better it is, especially in the issues we're currently facing as far as gaming being looked at as a hard stigma, if you will. Like it's like a lot of people out there like it doesn't help, it doesn't do any good, which I find to be incredibly ridiculous because it clearly does.
Right, and
But
objectively incorrect.
yeah. So right now, I just wanted to open it up to everybody in the chat. Is there anyone in the Discord that wants to ask any questions or anything like that? Because the goal is just to give you an explanation of what Stack Up is, and we can have another meeting in the future. We can all brainstorm after this meeting on how some things we could do together. But in the meantime, I'm going to open it up right now for any
Who's
questions
the?
anyone has.
Is it Twitch? Is it if I search for Alpha Nerds Guild? Is that the channel? Because I'll actually hop in too, so I can see chat.
It's not my private one. It's just the John Burke, but the Discord's the one
Okay.
I'm talking about with the officers and the
Oh,
admins
okay.
and mods. They're the ones that have direct control and influence over how the guild operates.
Gotcha. Wasn't sure if you had been asking the stream.
No, I just wanted them here so they could hear it as well because they're part of the
Awesome.
guild. You know, a lot of them out there get involved with it. So at least I want to keep, complete transparency, let everyone know what happens. So, anyway, opening up the floor to Discord. Y'all have any questions?
So your main goal is active duty, right? That's what I kind of got.
It's well, it started as active duty, but we're pretty well split down the middle now. We're really just looking to make an impact. So everything we're doing is kind of impact driven to the extent that we can gauge the impact support we'll have. So if it's when we send out, like we'll send out a handful of supply crates every month, and those are typically prioritizing deployed service members. But when I look at stuff like the Air Assault program, where we're bringing guys on trips, or our latest addition is building mid-tier or better gaming rigs, those types of opportunities were typically focused on prior service.
Right.
What is your application process
for like to receive support through the programs?
Yeah.
So it's actually pretty simple. Folks will go to stackup.org. We have links for what is the name of it? Might be request support or something. I don't remember the exact verbiage, but basically there's a button on the top they can click, and they say Air Assault program or supply crate program, and then it's basically a fillable form on the web page. We're gonna ask like a lot of it's housekeeping stuff, like, hey, we need your address, give me your name, rank, unit, stuff like that. The biggest piece of it that's not like information that you're just filling out is, hey, tell us your story. And essentially we're just asking you, hey, let us know why we should choose you. Let us know how this is going to benefit you. What makes your unit or you as an individual the person to hit with this crate? And then they're kind of checking acknowledgments at the bottom to say, hey, we're going to get you a couple pictures. Like if it's a unit, we want to get like cool guy photos, stuff like that from those guys. So, and then get the pictures once they receive the crate. But it's an individual, I'm typically asking like, hey, shoot me a cool guy photo from when you were in and a current photo from now. And that's basically it. If they can get us the pictures, if they can demonstrate their military service through like their story and their information, everything looks right. We kind of reserve the right to check DD-214s and everything, but for the most part, you can tell when somebody's faking the funk.
Yeah.
And I think we've been pretty fortunate that we don't really see too many people coming out with their hands out that aren't that don't belong requesting through the program. So been pretty lucky. But yeah, folks will request it through the website. Everything comes to me, and in the supply crate program's case, I have a buddy of mine that's managing that. So supply crate stuff will come to us. Air Assault stuff comes to me, and I go through all those requests personally, and we handpick the folks that get support.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. We asked for the DD-214 and the VA proof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Of PTSD. So I didn't know how similar we were in that process.
Yeah, so I think the difference, the biggest point of divergence between our two groups is we're not only kind of targeting PTSD, because like your guys' mission is more focused on like we're trying to reach this particular vertical slice of the community, whereas we're casting a little bit wider net. So for you guys, it makes total sense where it's like, no, you kind of need to see that, because that diagnosis is part of receiving support through you guys, from how I understand it. Whereas for us, it's like that may be a part of why you're receiving the support, but it's not necessarily a required factor.
Do you have financial obligations like that people have to have, or?
As far as no, like as far as like, hey, you need like you're not like, yeah, we're not gonna like if I see somebody that's telling me like, yeah, I've got 2 doctorates and I'm working at Johns Hopkins University or something, then I'm probably not gonna send them an Xbox, right? But we don't have any hard and fast rules on that.
Roger.
Anybody else have any questions?
I do actually.
Go
Um, just moving forward, we're getting ready to hit 2019, and you guys, obviously you two approached each other or one or the other, and you guys talked. But how are you? Like, how do you see Alpha Nerds and Stack Up working together? If
It's a good question. So John, that was actually the subject of a lot of the conversation John and I had the other day, and at the moment we're really just trying to keep an open door. Like, and I think John would probably say the same thing. Is like we don't really
Yeah.
know exactly what this will look like. We talked about a couple ideas, like maybe we could do like something competitive in nature, where we can get out there and co-brand an event or a fundraising opportunity.
Mhm.
Maybe get you guys like I shared with him some programs we have coming up that I'll leave off stream, but where there could be some opportunities to work together there. And really, it's just kind of an open door. I mostly I wanted to kind of get a feel for what your guys' vision was and what your objectives were, and then kind of pose that question to you guys, like, what would you like to see happen? And we came up with a couple cool ideas. I think in the immediate future, I'm really just hoping that I get a chance to see John come out to PAX South and really like in the midst of the industry stuff, sit down and figure out what this would all look like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question. I know it's not. There's right now.
no,
It's
it
also fresh.
it gives me pretty much detail into what I was asking for, so I appreciate it.
I
No,
think it would be cool to do like a tournament, like between the two
yeah,
of us.
absolutely.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So we've had a decent amount of success setting up like PUBG tournaments and stuff like that in the past for different. But like yeah, it's awesome. We actually did a PUBG tournament a while back. Where it was like Stack Up versus Crit Mode Squad. Crit Mode Squad is a group of streamers. They were, it was all to benefit Stack Up. What we did was we kind of pit people who were members of that stream team against members of our community in a PUBG tournament. I don't remember how it turned out, but I remember it being a really good time for everybody. Generated some donations. Folks had fun, and it was
Yeah.
a fresh piece of content. So it worked out pretty
That's
well.
something like that with like secondary and tertiary effects of if we're gonna have a tournament against Stack Up, a squad from Stack Up, a stack from a squad from ANG, we can sell merchandise for like the official squad shirts. There's ways of generating donated revenue, or monetizing it and then throwing that to our nonprofits. Another thing was we talked about competition of like if we were wanting to do a fundraising competition, say for example, no matter what we raise, we split it 50-50. And essentially 50% goes to them for them to send to veterans deployed, and then we take care of, or people that are active duty deployed, and we take care of veterans stateside. We could have a specific
Hmm.
event there. There's just all manner of things that we can kind of think up and work together. So it's not like trying to figure it all out tonight, but it's just to basically get to know one another's resources and capabilities, and then brainstorm and have a meeting in the future.
Yeah, and I know for me, my biggest thing was I really just kind of wanted to open myself up to all of you guys. I know like it was great chatting with John the other day, but I know that he's not on an island over here. I know there's a lot of other folks,
Oh yeah.
and obviously, if there's gonna, if we're looking to do something together, I felt it was prudent to kind of put myself at your guys' disposal to answer any questions you might have, give you a little bit of insight into kind of the way we do business or the just who I am. Like if I came in here and seemed like a scumbag or I seem like I'm trying to pull the wool over y'all's eyes, somebody will catch it in a group like this. You go, that guy seems like an idiot. Screw him. And then, hey, fair enough, right?
Well, I mean, at this time or at this point, I think it's good to at least, like you said, keep the door open. I don't know what we can do in the future, but at least, I mean, if anything, show the spirit of camaraderie and unity. That we both have our own little space in this niche of gaming in the veteran world. Kind of feel like two of the Godfathers are sitting down at a table. Like we're meeting the mob families are sitting down. It's like how can we work together on this? But I think there's no reason we should ever like go against each other. I think it's just nothing but beneficial if we work together on different things. And ultimately, we're serving the greater good. So that's all we really care about. So,
Yeah, I'm big on the spirit of collaboration. I've been doing this for about three and a half years now, in various capacities, but
mhm.
mostly with Stack Up. And what I've learned is that when you start looking at other organizations as adversaries, you end up embarrassing yourselves,
Yeah.
and you end up embarrassing other groups, and it
Yeah.
kind of hurts everybody.
Yeah.
Whereas if
I agree.
you can kind of shelf your pride, or it all comes from fear, right? It's like the fear that, oh man, this other organization is going to come up and overshadow what we're doing, and it's like, no, there's kind of plenty of room out here for everybody. So if you can just be a decent human being to each other,
Yeah.
things usually work out all right.
What is your guys' model of? Is it all volunteer, or do you guys
We
have
have seven. We currently have 7 paid staff members. So Steven is one, I'm one, and we have 5 others. Everybody else in our network is volunteer. And so essentially what we did was, and no, I think when Steve first launched, like nobody was getting paid for a while. And so like I volunteered for a year, uh, essentially volunteering full time before he could afford to be like, hey, you want to make this, you want to put a ring on it, make it official. Like I think we can afford to pay you now. Or like nobody's getting rich off it, but we're paying as much as we can afford to keep a few people kind of full time to keep everything running. Other than that, everything's volunteer. So we've been, and I'm sure you guys would say the same thing. It seems like you have a really great and active community where it's like we've been really blessed to have a lot of people that are genuinely passionate about the mission. They want to help out, and so we've got people that like will help us do media and help us do all these different things, and they're just giving up their time. And so we've really been able to sustain the organization on the backs of many generous volunteer.
Is there a way that maybe that we could possibly, if we're going to partner up, maybe we could advertise each other on each other's websites or Facebook?
Well, it's not a matter of partnering up. It's a matter that we're going to work together on a few things. We're not
Yeah.
partnering.
Sure.
We have our own spaces in this thing. It's basically where can we do events together, basically is what we're saying. How can we work together, help each other out, get access to one another's resources,
and as far as propping each other up on like websites, like the website is one of the areas I don't speak intelligently to, so I don't want to get out of my lane on that one. But I mean, when it comes to like social media and stuff like that, like we're gonna, again, there's no shyness. Like, oh man, this is like we don't want to mention the fact that there's another veteran service organization that exists, right? Like we don't really look at it that way. So like obviously, first and foremost, like, hey, let's find something cool to do together. Yeah. And through that, we're gonna be propping, we're gonna prop you guys up, and I'm sure you would prop us up through that process. So we're just gonna kind of look out for each other.
Well, what I'm hearing sounds pretty amazing. And I was medical when I was in, so continuity of care is kind of a big deal in the medical field. And this seems like something that would kind of hit on that sort of continuity of care issue. You guys start them off while they're active duty and everything. And we even have a lot of active duty in our group. So we can refer them to you guys and say, hey, look, if you're going downrange and you need some stuff, these are the guys to talk to. Yeah. And then while they're in and doing that stuff, you can kind of say, hey, look, when you're getting out, go check these guys out. They can help out after.
Yeah, we've definitely done stuff like that before. So when I first came on, one of my things was kind of like, we didn't have a aspect of our community, like and most of our community stuff is run through Discord. We really didn't have an avenue to retain people. So it's like, okay, if we're sending somebody a supply crate or we're bringing them out to an air assault trip, we really didn't have anything to plug them into that was solely community focused. Mm-hmm. So when I came on, I started our Red Shirt Raiders, gaming community, and it was like, all right, well, we're going to send this stuff out, or we're going to do things with these guys, but we didn't want it to be a fire and forget kind of program. We didn't want our programs to be fire and forget. It's like, because then it's like, what did you really accomplish? Like, yeah, maybe somebody felt great for a couple of days, but what about when they get back from the event, they've got the post-con blues or something, and they're just out in the ether now. So we started that, and what I ended up finding was we've had a lot of other great veteran communities that we've worked, like Drinking Bros, or Dad. There was a military, it was called like DoD Military, which is Dad's of Destiny military group. And so we really were, we repped each other for a long time and just kind of cross-pollinate the servers and really just kind of give people all these different flavors of charity and veteran communities. And everybody just kind of ends up occupying both. Or maybe somebody goes, oh, you know what? Yeah, this is a great fit. And it worked out real well. We enjoyed it. And just at the end of the day, you just feel good knowing that you've given people plenty of options.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your STOP program, I think you called it?
Yeah, absolutely. So forgive the backronym, which is I think what that that kind of started. It's the Stack-Up Overwatch program. And so John and I touched on this the other day, and I'll give the briefest of history on how this came to be for us. Was the whole, when I talked about sending these care packages overseas and why we started doing that. Well, along with that was, for Steven at least coming back from his deployment, like he didn't leave the house, right? And like trash day kind of was jacked up for him. Like he didn't leave the house, especially on trash day. He ended up kind of like locking. World of Warcraft came out, and he kind of locked himself in there. And next thing you knew, he was so focused on World of Warcraft, he would, if he had to leave the house for something, he wasn't thinking about these things that were bugging him. He was just thinking about, all right, let me get this done. I got to get back to my guild. For me, going through, 2 years at Walter Reed, I was a Marine EOD tech. 2 years at Walter Reed, and it's like you kind of wake up in the middle of the night and you're staring at the wall, and it's like, okay, there's all these organizations out there doing all these wonderful things, but not a whole lot of them could reach me at 3, 4 in the morning, right? And so that's what gaming was. So I'm taking a longer way to get there, but I hope that you'll find it was relevant. Uh, so essentially for me, it was very much well, let me hop on the sticks with some buddies of mine and hash some stuff out. And John kind of hit on it really well the other night, where he talked about, there's a lot of pride, right, that we all feel when it comes to the things we're struggling with, right? And you don't want to be weak, right? Maybe, for me, wife and kids, it's like I felt like I had to be their rock even when I was struggling. So it's like if somebody's asking me, hey, are you all right? The answer is pretty much always, yeah, I'm good. And it's easy to keep that wall up between me and the person trying to break through to me. But what ends up happening is we get on the sticks for a little bit. We're playing Destiny or we're playing Call of Duty. Well, you kind of disarm somebody a little bit, and they start talking about what's really on their mind. And so next thing you know, you're having kind of an impromptu, bro down therapy session. So what we found is that gaming was this really organic mental health tool, and so that's great. But then we also would have people that would reach out to us just up front and be like, hey, I'm really struggling with something. I need somebody to talk to. And while we were always open to that, and we always, catered to that, we didn't have anything formally in place. And so what we ended up doing was standing something formal in place that says, hey, we believe that gaming is therapy. We believe that this is a healing tool. But if you're also somebody who is like, you're ready to just talk to somebody right now, we wanted to make sure there was a very clearly defined pipeline for people to do that. And so that was kind of the intent of the STOP program. Now, as for the way it's run, we have we actually just brought in, we actually just got somebody on who's got all types of certifications and stuff. He's a mental health professional and a veteran, and kind of hits all these wickets where it's like, okay, you're one of us. And so what he's done is he's doing these examinations to essentially get people trained up on how to be a crisis manager, or, a crisis counselor. And you'll have to forgive me. I probably am not using all of the proper nomenclature, but this is an avenue that I'm still learning as far as like the formal mental health stuff. But the idea is we're schooling up volunteers, not just bringing people on board, like saying, hey, who's willing to talk to people, but identifying those people who want to be helpful and then training them to make sure that they can offer, a high level of non-clinical support to folks who need it. And we regularly get people who will just hop in like they'll hear about what we're doing, they'll hop in the server and just want to chat with somebody. And so that is the best way that I could explain thoroughly without taking up too much of your time what the Stop Squad is, what the intent was, and kind of how it got started. Is there
Do
anything
you
that
have?
wasn't clear?
I'm sorry. Do
No,
you
go ahead.
have a clinical model that you guys follow?
I would love to speak on that, and we might. But again, this is still fairly new for us, and I'm not a subject matter expert here. So this is something I could definitely get you the answers. But I would feel I'd feel out of line discussing it just off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Sure,
so
sure.
I'd actually love to sit down and talk with whoever runs your end of things. I run the peer support team on our end along with another member. So I mean, definitely, I
Shoot
think
me a
there's
DM.
some
Shoot me
learning
a
on both
DM, and
sides.
I'll introduce. I'll shoot an intro out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and speed this thing along real quick. Is there anyone else has any questions that have not been answered yet? We're covered. All right, Dave. Let's You want to do this again in a week, and let's brainstorm on our end and see if some things that we might be able to do. Have another meeting in about a week, come together and pitch some ideas, throw some shit at the wall, and see what sticks of how we can work together in the future.
I think we can do that. You want to call it next Tuesday?
I'm down with
The
that.
same
How's
day?
everybody else in the chat feel? We're in
Yeah, I can
Discord.
make it work.
Sure.
I mean, I'm to be fair, guys. Like I'm very flexible next week. So if there's a better time for y'all, then just let me know. But otherwise, I'll assume kind of same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Next Tuesday at 8 p.m. CST.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's 9 EST for us other guys, and
East
so
Coast
what?
land.
The confused
Yeah,
areas of the country.
I'm East Coast, so.
I feel like the
All right.
weirdo. I'm like the only guy in Mountain Time.
Well, there's not a whole lot of folks out in the mountains,
I
man.
mean, you are weird.
You'd be surprised.
All right, Dave. I want to say thank you. You're more than welcome to stick around. Next thing of goals for the remainder of this year for the guild, and then starting next year, what our goals are.
Yeah, I'll stick around for a bit, and then I might pop out unceremoniously. But before I mute up and avoid cutting into any more of your time here, like I appreciate you guys having me. This wasn't like I'm an open door policy, so you guys have seen my name. You can shoot me a DM if you have questions, and ultimately, I'm just looking forward to finding some cool opportunities to share with you guys.
Absolutely, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, so let's go ahead and continue on for the remaining goals we have for 2018 before we push into 2019. That's right around the corner. We've already got we're going to do some we're going to take it as we go. But for the turkey drive, I want to hit some things we can improve on and some things we actually did really good at. I'm going to open it up. But if you have at least one thing per person, we'll start at the top of the list in Discord, which is going to be Corporal Birkin all the way down. Go ahead and list one thing you think we did good, one thing you think we can improve upon, and we get to the bottom, and then we'll push on from there. This is involving the turkey drive from what we've seen so far. And if somebody brings something up, don't hit it again.
I think we did a great job of vetting the people and raising the funds. I mean, we knocked it out of the park raising the funds. And I really agree with the vote for carrying over to the toy drive, since we didn't get 70 families that needed the help or were in a position to need help. I think that we should be able to help many families for the Christmas toy drive, but we did good there.
Okay. Anything that we can do better?
I think the next time it should be more than just a week, because we did kind of cram it there. I know it was a last minute idea, so I think it needs to start November 1st, and we do it a 3-week, and then we cut it off the Monday before Thanksgiving, and that way it'll give us a little more time to get the word out a little better, to get more applications.
I like that. It's a good point. All right, Jared.
I think Andy pretty well covered the good points. The one thing that I would suggest that we change, we set a hard date for orders. Let everybody know through the entire program, this is the date we're ordering. You need to check your emails on that day by this time. Everyone should have an email in their email stating this is what time you need to be there to pick up your stuff.
I agree. All right, Ghost Angel.
No, nothing here. I'm kind of cleaning up a mess right now, so I apologize.
All right, Hogo.
We basically we had a lot of outreach, but the bad part was there was a lot of missed opportunities with it because of well, it's already been covered, but there was a lot of missed opportunities for outreach and advertising for the whole event that we might be able to work on and hit up better next year.
Give me some examples.
We had you advertising it just on your pages, which is great, and then people were sharing, but well, especially since the 501c went through, there's a lot of advertising that we can look into for next year, such as radios, going on to expanding our outreach to other podcasters or things like that might have other interests, because it is a holiday event, so there's chance that you know, a nonprofit doing 100% nonprofit, giving away families to veterans, it could be, the outreach could be so much bigger than what it currently is.
Well, a lot of that's going to fall into also guild member interaction. Um, and that's where we're going to have to get more people, trying to get more people involved in the pushing of it. I know I've had multiple requests of us getting registered through Facebook to where people can donate their birthdays and stuff to it. The paperwork was kicked back to me again today from Facebook. I resubmitted it, the paperwork they were requesting, so we'll see. And once that's up and going, we're going to see a huge increase in revenue regarding donations through the Facebook donation portion. I've said it time and time again that when I do the live feeds, um, we're able to raise a good amount of money by doing. And then I can also do charity streams on there to where all donations made during the charity stream, you'll just see a massive increase in revenue. And then we can talk in the future of trying to bring on an advertising person to get involved in Facebook ads, and helping us run that from the inside that knows Facebook advertising, because I do not, to see if we can see an increase in revenue with that aspect as well. But agree with you. I think the key to that is just getting more interaction in the guild group itself and getting people more motivated to do it. So I
Roger.
think there, I think there, it comes into, we need a dedicated graphics and design person, someone other than Kenny, because Kenny has got his hands full with. Kenny's got way too much of the burden. We have our social media people, which are the majority of the people in this channel. We have Kenny running website approval. We've got Spartan running treasury. Got a million different things on Kenny's shoulder. We need a dedicated graphics and design person that is good, can get us graphics in a timely manner, and essentially kick out graphics to people in the guild to use on their social media, to post everywhere. Because again, I feel like that's the best way to go about it. Is if we want advertisement, we need to create advertisement, give them graphics to advertise with. So keep your eyes out for someone that is a good graphics designer. I know, Kenny, you said you might know somebody, but we need to find this out and then get them a dedicated, or add them to the stream or the channel on Facebook. Put them in the Voxer. Um, Someone that we can do that.
What about Rambo?
Rambo brings up the point of Rambo needs a computer. Now, Rambo said a computer was being donated to him. Apparently, he still hasn't got it. He doesn't think he's going to get it. I was going to put this before the board. Guys, I'm neutral on this. I don't want to say yes or no. I want to hear your thoughts. Rambo is probably the best graphics designer and animator that I have seen in a very long time. Now, he doesn't have a computer. How do you feel about purchasing him a computer? And then in that, I asked him to pitch before y'all as well, is if we bought him the computer, he becomes a graphic designer strictly for A&G. Whenever we need it, we get it. From here until forever. He is our dedicated graphics and design guy.
Didn't he get a bunch of computer parts out of some A&G buddies of his?
I have no idea.
But someone else received a computer from a small streamer, but a streamer was supposed to donate a computer to him, but he has yet to receive it. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Can
and it's been a
someone
while.
remind me?
Get it.
Say it again.
Can someone shoot me a message so I can get on top of this?
Yeah, let me talk to Rambo because he told me who it was before.
I got it. I'm
Because-
messaging you.
Yeah, somebody
Wait,
had
the
done a
streamer
stream
was?
with a computer, and he still, and it was like 2 months ago, I think, and he still hasn't received it. I don't know if it's just because some of the parts were on back order or what, but apparently all the parts were being sent to one person, put together, and then sent to him. I could be off on that a little bit, but I can find out.
I gave her the person to contact about it all. We're good.
Leah, if you could get back to me on that. If it's been 2 months and he hasn't received it, he's not getting it.
The only thing I would honestly say, is I know Kenny's been doing our graphics and all that, and I've seen what Rambo can do for your stream personally. Um, I would just make sure that he and Kenny can get along because they'll probably be going hand in hand with that.
Well, that's too easy. Kenny can then back off graphic design, push that over to Rambo. Kenny can run web design and all that other stuff. And
Right.
it takes a load off of Kenny's back, because Kenny goes through the approval process. He deals with website stuff. I just don't want everything resting on Kenny's shoulders.
Right.
So with Rambo, I kind of see it as a long-term investment because with Rambo, I was paying him maybe $60 to $100 per graphic that he created for me. Um, regarding what he would make for Alpha Nerds Guild for various events. And it wouldn't be like I want something every day. It would be like if we have events coming up, it's like Rambo, I need at least 3 different graphics promoting this. I need this in the next, 72 to a week, whatever. We have a social media guy there. It's like, hey, we need graphics. He's there with the graphics. He's there with the content. Um, and it would be an investment of up to about $2,000 for his computer, I'd imagine.
Hey, also, for those who are in
I
the
just
ANG
posted. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say also for those who are in the ANG streaming community, do you think it would be okay for them to receive the emotes from the actual ANG page so that they can be used in their stream since they're part of that community?
I'm not worried about that. It's not business related to this right now. That's completely separate.
I just shared in the officer chat here for Discord 2 links, one for laptops and one for desktops. This is Amazon certified refurbished website. And you can use your Amazon Prime account. Any one of us can for the free shipping. These are legit. I have used some of this stuff before. Half my house is from this website. All of our electronics come through this, and it's actually a really good deal if you start looking at some of this stuff. Kenny knows what he's going to need for graphic design. I'm not a graphics artist, but I know that anything in here that says gaming will run graphic design because they need that GPU. So you can take a look at some of that stuff, have Kenny help you decide what he's going to need, and then put it up to a vote, and you can see the prices on some of this stuff.
The only thing that they really need more that's different than graphics is they need more airflow, because typically Adobe products tend to really heat up the cores.
Anything gaming's going to have plenty of airflow for that, or water cooled.
Kenny, do you have comms with Rambo Tweety?
I don't. I've never talked to him.
All right. I'll get with him and I'll get him to add you on Facebook and shoot you a message. What I need from you two is to come up with the final solution of the computer that he's going to need. Let's get a price estimate and then let's put it before the officers of the board officers, and we'll take a vote because it's going to be clearly over $1,000. I look at this as a good investment. I look at this as a way to increase advertising and stuff like that. Now, I will put this out there right away. The purchasing of his computer with donated funds in no way means that anyone, to include myself, can use him for free work for any one of our channels. Like, we still have to pay him, but anything related to the Alpha Nerds Guild itself should be free of charge. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much. My wife and I were just talking about that.
Yeah. It won't be used for any individual channel. Like I said, for free work, you still have to pay him for his work. But if we're going to purchase his computer with donated funds, that computer essentially, and I'm going to make him aware of this, essentially, and this could be something we put in a contract, that's going to be guild property, to where we will purchase his computer, but we own it. And we could sign it. We could have a contract written up that anytime, we'll have to give him at least, we'll leave it up to him, 24 to 48 hours of notification of we're going to need a graphic with this, this, and this for him to create it. That could be there. That could be an option. But essentially, it's like that's our computer. So just making him aware of that. And it's not like I'd ever want to be like, we're going to take it away from him. But just him, he understands like we are purchasing a computer that belongs to the Alpha Nerds Guild. We are giving it to you for you to use on your own time. But also remember, this is to help us with advertising and stuff for social media.
Okay, quick quip on that. What if he decides, no, don't worry about it. He's not going to be down with that.
We'll find somebody else.
Okay.
I have a few graphic designer friends that I could speak to if it's all right.
Yeah, sure. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I haven't seen anyone better than Rambo. He draws his stuff. He's an amazing artist. He's also a veteran, I believe. Is Rambo? I thought he was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
I don't remember.
The stuff that he's done, for me, it's been really good stuff. Like it's been good quality work. Um, but anyway, Kenny, let's do two things. Number one, get with him. I'll give you the contact. Actually, here, I'll give you his name to look up. I'll text it to you, Kenny.
Sounds good.
And then basically, let's come up with a plan. He sent me a very long message of what he needed in computer stuff. It's all Greek to me. I have no idea what this stuff is. Um, so come up with a model of what he needs. Also take into consideration Andy's recommendation of refurbished computers and stuff like that. And if we can do that, let's do that. But at the same time, I don't want to skimp on this. I want to get him a good quality one if we agree to do that. Um, stand by.
Not to be the cynic,
Yeah.
but everybody here's got a proven track record of working and helping. What happens if he doesn't? I mean, what is the drawback? I mean, what happens if he doesn't?
Within the contract, there will be a clause that states if he refuses to do a project, if he quits, he will have X amount of days to either send the computer back or pay the cost of the computer to A&G.
Bingo.
Contracts are. I've got a contract person in my ear over here, so
There you go.
that's the way it works.
There you go. Kenny, I just texted you a screenshot of Merle and Mai's conversation through Facebook. Just reach out to him. I will let him know you're going to be reaching out.
Roger that. I was just looking at it.
All right. Okay. So next Tuesday, let's have an answer for that. So next Tuesday's meeting, let's have some options there. Kenny, I'll leave you and Merle or Rambo to handle up on that. Okay. So that covers that. Let's continue down the list of improves and sustains. So we left off at Hogo. Honey MFM Badger, what you got?
All right. Well, as someone who actually requested and received the donation, the only issue I had with some of the other members was the email I got. It didn't specifically state that it would be under your name, and I didn't see that on the Twitch. So when I got there, I gave them my name, and then they were like, "Okay, well, do you have John Burke's phone number? Do you have this, this, this?" And I'm like, "I don't have any of that." But
that was my screw up. I didn't think about it. I should have put the individual person's name. That's on me. That was my fault. I should have seen that one through.
Well, but, luckily, I was looking at the pad when he was looking for the names, and I saw your name, and I said, "Well, it's probably under John Burke." And I showed him the email that you sent out, and then I had to show it to the supervisor, who was still iffy, but eventually let me get it.
Good.
So that was the only real issue that I ran into, was just the name under it. Otherwise, the only other improve would be like the time frame is just started out a little bit earlier, but other than that, I mean, it was great. I mean, I know I truly appreciate it, because I was hounding my wife. I'm like, "What time is it? What time is it? What time is it?" And I was out the door to get my order. So
that's awesome. Okay, and like I said, that one's on me. Kenny, what do you got?
I think we did an excellent job of fundraising in the limited amount of time that we had. I think that it was just a very successful event. However, stressful for me because everything all happened all at once, and I'm doing graphics, and I'm doing website, and I've got VA appointments. It was pretty stressful. So what I'd like to see, and I think half the work is already done for next year. I think, and this is kind of going to go into a future post. So I think what I going into the future, I think what we need to do is have a calendar set of what we're going to do each month, and then that way we know what's going on. That way we have the graphics. We just have to change them out for every year. And then we can, the holiday funds, we can change those out. All I got to do is change the menus and whatnot on the website, and then we can just keep changing it. But I'd like to see a month, maybe a month and a half of prep time.
Yeah. So here's the issue. I didn't foresee us raising that much money, to be honest with you. We've raised almost $8,000, which is amazing. Did not see that happening. I figured like maybe 1,500, but we did very well. I just don't want to see more requests for food come in and us not being able to cover them. But that's just something that I don't think we can ever avoid. It could. I don't see that ever happening again in the future because, based upon what we did this year, we're only going to get better. So agreed there. Also, Rambo Tweety's in the chat room right now in Discord, Kenny. Just so you know, that's the gentleman to link up with. Also, send him a message on Discord.
All right,
Facebook.
I'll hit him up
later. So, all right. Lesson learned again so far is we need to backdate it more. I think SOP can be November 1st. We will start the turkey drive November 1st. We'll start raising donations, and then maybe the 15th open it up to when you can start applying. Because that way we can at least forecast to somewhat of an extent what we're rolling with when donation wise. And also don't forget, hopefully we will be, I will make sure of this, next year we will have the Facebook support to where we can raise donations through your own live streams, and that'll get more people involved there, and we can host like tournaments of who can raise the most. I'll exclude myself because I know it's an unfair advantage, and maybe we can reward some people, things like that. But okay, so moving on. Karma, what do you got?
Everybody pretty much covered everything. I was really amazed that we got so much in just that week with that spur of the moment idea to do this for our members. But everybody pretty much covered everything, increasing the span of time that we have to raise everything. And I actually really like the idea where if people don't, especially with the streamers, if they manage to get that $75 goal, maybe we could do like different tiers of rewards next year for them based on the amount that they get.
I agree. I think the biggest thing is to save costs. So the thing was, if you raise over $75, you unlock the achievement and you get the T-shirt of the Gizzards, Goblets, and something raising bling for that charity thing. I forget it was Gore Hunter, I think, had the suggestion. And essentially, we're gonna have to set up a way to better track that to where people can submit to Kenny of, here's my proof, and they get a free T-shirt, because the way it's going to pay for itself is a T-shirt doesn't cost a whole lot. So out of their donated funds that they have raised personally, we'll take a portion of that and give it back to them as incentivization for them to actually raise that money. So we have that $75 tier, and the same one's going to apply for the toy drive coming up. And then when you've raised over $1,000, you get your own gaming jersey. And you've got to have proof. It's up to the individual to keep and maintain proof through their own log, if you will. Kind of like Airborne, you keep track of all your jumps. You just record the date of your charity stream, how much you raised, so we can go back and reference it through PayPal when it was donated, things like that. And when you hit $1,000, you get your own gaming jersey that's personalized to you that Kenny, with his company there, the Grumpy Grandpa Company, they'll make it and send it to you. Another form of incentivizing you. And I think those jerseys cost anywhere from $60 to $100. Well, if you raised over $1,000, that's 10% of what you raised to incentivize you to keep raising more. So there you go. That should cover that.
Hey, just want to make a quick correction. That's not me. That's my dad.
Or your dad, excuse me. Yeah.
Still part of you.
Well, yeah, part of you. All right, Nasty Nala, Leah, what do you got?
Well, a lot of people hit on just about everything that I would like to say, but I'd like to get more streamers involved with it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Get something set up like the stream sign-ups that I'll be posting out on Friday or Saturday, depending on what happens during my week. A stream sign up where they can see who's going to be streaming when, so people aren't overlapping one another. It allows more viewers, more opportunities for people to get the name out there, as well as get what we're trying to do for it out there.
Well, didn't we say we're going to initiate that for the toy drive streaming thing? We were kind of like leaving it open willy-nilly for Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, we're actually going to...
Yeah. I've got a spreadsheet for Christmas set up. I just need to get it posted out on the streamers page. It'll start. So the streamers, I've got the 1st through the 18th to sign. Well, they've got a week to sign up, and the streams will be from the 1st to the 18th, because that that's still a lot of days to fill. I don't know
Yeah.
if we're going to fill them all. I just didn't want to overextend in that case. But if
Mhm.
things go really well and people start filling up and want to come back some, I mean, like going into November here, then we can go that way.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And we can, and don't forget, we initiate Operation Gifts from Geeks day after Thanksgiving. We're starting off then.
Thought we were doing December 1st.
Is it December 1st?
That's what you
Roger
said
That's what we
last
agreed on last
meeting.
week.
Okay, my bad. December 1st.
For some reason, I thought it was the day after.
All right, we'll make it December. Well, no, it wasn't originally going to be December 1st, but then we remembered that we got to get these things in for people to actually go get their toys and pick them up before Christmas. Because I think we said the cutoff is the
18th.
18th.
We were going
18th,
to
yeah.
start on the 1st, and we were going to have cutoff on the 18th before we started ordering.
Okay.
And we were gonna roll over the money from the Thanksgiving thing
Yeah, I'm tracking that.
into that the day after.
The
Yeah.
reason why we picked the 1st was because it's the holiday weekend. Everybody's traveling back to their families, and there's not going to be many streamers on or an audience to be able to pull from for donations.
Okay. So on the 1st, we'll be kicking that off then. So for the 1st through the 18th, Operation Gifts from Geeks kicks off. All money that we currently have remaining, which I think is good. It's like, I think we spent $1,300 on the food drive. So we have like 6,000 something to put on the toy drive, which is great. It's wonderful. And I think we'll get way more people asking for toys because it affects children. I think a little bit more people are more sentimental towards that, making sure the children have toys for Christmas. And just for people that don't know, the way that's going to work is it's going to be an Amazon wish list made by the individual, submitted to ANG of no more than $100. We go in there, we buy it, they go pick it up. Same concept, or I think they can actually have it shipped directly to them. I think
Using lessons learned during our Thanksgiving stuff,
Mhm.
we're going to put it in their name, right?
Shut up, Jared. Shut up, Jared.
Hey,
Yes.
it's a learning and growing process.
Yes.
Hey,
We're doing
quick
pretty
question.
damn well for first time.
Have we decided if we're doing Walmart or Amazon, or if we're verifying?
Amazon.
Okay.
Because Amazon, they can do the wish list, submit a link, and we just go directly to that link, make the purchase, and send it to them.
It's their wish list. It ships to them automatically.
Yeah. So
I have a quick question. As far as with the Christmas one, are there holiday meals for that as well?
are there what?
Are we going to be doing holiday meals for that as well?
No, just toy drive.
Just a toy.
Okay.
All right, Nullified Tech, it's on you.
I think everything's been covered. Just a fantastic job on the Thanksgiving. I really thought that was an awesome thing. So that's all I
Alright.
got.
How's that? Roxy, anything from you? Did somebody mute her?
She muted herself.
Yep, she muted herself.
All right. We'll skip her.
Yeah, she was going through Walmart last I knew. So
Okay. She-Burk, anything from you?
Yeah, I'm dealing with a lady right now that turned in her stuff yesterday, and she got the email yesterday, and she has not gotten an email back regarding her order. So she was wondering the status on that. She sent me her info, and she has checked everything. And
Like, I've looked for her name in the Alpha Nerds Guild inbox. I'm not seeing it. The
Yeah,
name that she messaged you from, I'm not seeing it in the email files.
Laura, can you push that over to me? Let me see if there's something else that maybe got lost in the box.
yeah, I will.
I've got a place. The one lady. I looked at the Walmart website. Only 2 orders have been canceled. For some reason, they said 4 have been canceled.
Kenny, did you want me to send that to your messenger?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'll handle all of this after this meeting. I still have 2 more requests I got to fill.
Sorry, I just figured before I
No,
got sidetracked.
John,
okay.
before you send those orders, like message me with who you're going to send them to. I will message them and tell them to look in their emails consistently for the next 24 hours.
Laura's tracking on her. It's just one. It's one person.
Yeah, it's just she messaged the Alpha Nerds inbox.
Oh.
So I figured
I think I saw that just recently, and I was waiting on after this meeting to handle it.
Roxy, Carol's back in here with no mute on.
Roxy, you have anything to add?
As far as how this year went, I think it went fantastic. I mean, outside of the few hiccups that have already been covered. As for next year and years in the future, I think it would be a good idea to be able to do like these food drives for police departments and fire departments as well. For those guys who do have to work, at least they can have someone make the food so it's there at the station for them.
Well,
I
we
would
got to put
usually
this
agree with
into.
y'all, but they trust me, they get taken care of. They do their own Thanksgiving stuff on Thanksgiving, and people
Mhm.
bring in food like to the point that there is too much food.
Well, not just that. We have to put this in a measuring category: need versus need category. They don't need it. They have full paying jobs. They have jobs. They're taken care of. They can afford. Here's the thing. I get what you're saying, and it's good intent, but in the regards of measuring of who needs it more, I think they're not at the bottom level. They're not at the bottom rung. I'm not saying in any
I
way that
understand.
makes a person horrible or anything like that if you're needing a meal. I just know that people fall on hard times. You have people that are
Just
out of work,
a
can't
thought,
afford a meal, and
right?
kind of puts it in the perspective of we need to take care of them first. So kind of like order of triage, if you will.
Understandable. Like I said, it was just a thought. I know that a lot of the departments are taken care of, but I know some of them aren't,
Yeah,
especially some of the smaller ones.
yeah,
And it's more of a maybe doing it as if there's anything left over, we run out of applicants or whatever, what have you on
right.
that. Um, Otherwise, as far as how this year, I think it went really well considering the short time frame that we had. And for how things seem to be going right now, I don't really have anything outlandishly to suggest to make any major changes.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and push into goals of remaining 2018 and goals for 2019. I'm going to go ahead and open up with one goal that I'm going to be personally pushing for is to get the Facebook charity thing established and finished. We finally finished the first goal. It only took me a fucking year almost. We are now IRS approved. We are state comptroller approved. We are 100% golden. That is finished and taken care of. Now I'm trying to submit the paperwork needed for Facebook to where we can open up Facebook donations. That will definitely at least double, if not triple, donation revenue because it just opens up a very easy channel for people to click a few buttons and they could donate. It's very simple. It's like gifting a sub to somebody in the chat. So that is my goal. Are there any other goals, personal goals that people have for the guild for 2018?
I have a goal, but I think it's going to take a little longer than 2018 to accomplish.
What do you got?
I've been thinking for a couple of months that I should be messaging one of the local radio stations that, well, they're hosting a big radio station figure. He's on like several different radio stations throughout the country, and he's constantly talking about his support for law enforcement. So I figured that kind of falls into a section of what we're all about. So he would probably be receptive to speaking about us.
Okay. Yeah. Any kind of stuff like that. That's wonderful.
I know I've been watching the numbers for the past couple months, and we're at 10K. For the past couple months, we've been around between 7 and 8K members, different individual members, activity on the Facebook group. I want to kind of move that from Facebook to gaming, such as like using Discord to see the interactions in games. Um, Obviously, like right now, we've got some people on spread in, and when PUBG comes around for certain games, it's on there. But I want to see Discord as active as we do the Facebook. I want to see them
Yeah,
here
we've
in
got
our
about 300
community,
total.
not in their own individual ones. I want them to enjoy coming to ours like they do come to our Facebook.
I would even amend that even further and say go to the forums on our website.
A lot of people don't. You got to understand forums are kind of, I don't want to say antiquated, but a lot of people don't like getting involved in forums. Number one, it's just different. It's not what they're accustomed to. Like I said before, majority of the people are out there on their phones. When we talk about radio and things like that, the way to get to them is through their phones, their mobile devices. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't try. You just never know. With that being said, we need to push the Discord more. I know we have pin posts, we have announcements, different places. I want to see a banner up on. And here's the thing: like, if we have Rambo, Tweety working graphics, like, okay, here's your assignment. We need a banner where we can put where everything is at. When they go into the group, it's like literally on the banner. They can see it there as well. It's very simple, and it's kind of like we need to dumb it down as much as we can. If not, we set a once a week reminder to do reposts of, hey, once a week, every Monday. Hey guys, don't forget, this is the Down for Nerds Discord. Also, you can check it out, like a post we post once a week. And I know it gets repetitive, but that's how new members find out. That's how the information is just reiterated over and over again, because we kind of like set it and forget it, and a lot of people are lazy. And trust me, I get it. I'm the king of the people that can't stand stupid people that come in there when you post like, hey, you can buy this product for this price at this location or at this website for this much. We're using this discount code. And you still get those waterheads in there saying, where can I get it? How much? Where's it at? Do I get discount codes? Like, it's literally in the fucking description. People are just lazy. And I think to save ourselves from ass pain, we post it once a week. So that could be something we do to try and fix that. And then we can see if we see an uptick in Discord interaction. So
I think along with that, John, we should, instead of posting it directly into the group, we should be using the actual NPO page and then push it from the NPO page to all the individual group.
Yes and no. You got to remember, Facebook likes to kill a lot of reach if there's a link taking them away from Facebook. They want you to boost that post. They want you to pay for that post to get reach on it. So we have to be careful with that. We could do both. We could make a solid post, a hard post on a Monday, and then do a link post on a Thursday, just to double tap it. I mean, there's two ways of going about that. So
when you do a scheduled post, can you make one that comes out every week at a certain time as well, or is it only for one day?
No,
Yes.
you can forecast.
You can make repeating posts.
Why don't we set that up?
Hey, John, real quick, you want to change your?
I've also talked
Discord
about
background?
it before, but I think that we would benefit greatly from an actual like iPhone or Android app. Because I mean, honestly, like even when you're texting, it freaking brings up a list of apps in your shit on the bottom of your phone. So you can like do donations to that, and it'd also help us with like linking into peer support and informational outreach and just everything in general.
I second.
The problem is every time I've reached out to try and get it done, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it," and then I tell them what I'm looking for, and then they never respond.
Again, that comes in the whole. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay somebody from that because it's incentivization. Guys, we know this. Like, we have a core group of people that work tirelessly, nonstop to volunteer for this. We've had people come in saying, "Oh, we're gonna do media stuff. We're gonna put video together," and then pay, and it's like, it gets put on the background. It never happens. So you get what you pay for. So the other thing I want to see is actual me being able to pay people in this guild without using donated funds. Now, we have Man Sports. They become one of the main sponsors of Alpha Nerds Guild, which after the holiday season is over, we're going to go into the raffles, because raffles are going to be a way to continue bringing new blood regarding donations into the guild. I know we have Caden Hecker's donation, which we're going to be raffling off. We have Woodburn Warriors that wants to donate. Man Sports is going to donate stuff. We have a lot of different things out there we can raffle. With that
we
being
have
said,
we have one that needs to be done before Christmas too, but I'll get with you on the side.
Wow.
Caden Hecker.
One that needs to be done before Christmas?
Yeah, it's a nice
Yeah,
one.
because it's a special item that
is hot right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Caden Hecker's raffle whenever
But
we're
anyway,
ready to go live.
That's where that is. So if we want someone to build an app, we're gonna have to pay for it. We're just gonna have to pay for it. And sometimes apps are effective.
I think we need to look into paying for one then.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to see something along the lines of like an app with the some game stuff in there that we can do. We can all game on an app.
Do you know who programming?
App programming is rough. I've looked into doing it myself, and I get lost in it, and I'm good at programming. So the thing is, the app would pretty much like mirror the website. It would have all that information plus whatever else we wanted to try and put in it. So if we wanted a link that was like, hey, you want to play Xbox? Click here, and it'll. I guess I think we can make it connect to Discord where it'll say, these people are online, because my Xbox actually shows what I'm playing in Discord.
Yeah. I think it's a good idea. And then we also offer. Go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think it's a great idea in theory right now, but a lot of what you're saying is like you're bringing the app to put all of everything in one spot, which is what we're also trying to do with the Facebook, from what you were stating, John. So, like having those repeat posts come out. So it's kind of, why pay somebody when we've already got everybody on the Facebook? I get what you're saying, and I think it's a great idea in theory, but we're kind of just repeating the same thing.
Well, it's a matter of not just, well, I mean, yes, you are right. It is repeating it, but it's hitting it from different angles, going at it from different things, where we might reach somebody on the Facebook page. We might also reach them on the app itself. You just don't know. I mean,
especially if we use push notifications.
Right, and I understand. I just was trying to say, like, if we're going to be paying somebody for it, we want to make sure that we're getting the most out of it, I guess, is where I was thinking about it, because I'm seeing that I'm on Facebook every damn day on my phone, whether I'm at work or whether I'm at home or whatnot. I'll be on Facebook on my phone while I'm gaming and have Facebook open on my computer. Let's be honest. So it's just, is it worth the time right now, or is it something to look at down the line?
Oh, that's down the line. That's not now. That's something that it's going to cost way too much to do an app. It's a lot of money. So that'd be one of those things that once we've raised a good bit of income, it's something we could look into. But I don't see that happening in the near future.
I was just going to ask if you could talk to your buddy that was doing the United Gun Group and see what he had to go through to get it, just to get an idea.
No, he's got his own. He's got his hands full with that. He just, I don't want to bother him. But all right, so okay, so that picks up for goals of 29 or 2018. Is there anyone that wants to add anything guild goal wise of 2018?
I'd like to see actual Alpha Nerds meetups as opposed to going to a convention center and doing a con and just doing like Alpha Nerds meetup.
Yeah, I've been pushing that sign up form you gave me, but I haven't gotten any emails or nobody's signed up. I've seen plenty of people interested in doing one, but they're more interested in, hey, is there something already going on, instead of setting one up themselves.
Well, and that's where it comes into planning and us actually planning one and doing one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a bit of both. I mean, we have an event that actually brings people together. I did that roll call the other day, and we have a lot of people in Texas. A lot of people, oddly enough. And there's no reason why we can't have these chapters stand up to do their thing. But again, it all comes down to actual interaction, whether or not, and that's where we got to get more people, essentially establish an esprit de corps of how we get more people involved in the guild, things like that. And I think when we do these charity drives and things like that, people love it because they can get involved, they can do things. It brings a closeness, a sort of camaraderie. And that's why I said we need to ease up a little bit on the moderation in the guild. Let's not go too heavy as we were before. Let's invite open discussion as long as we keep it relevant. And I'm not talking about political. We're still no politics. Although there will be certain things that venture into the political aspect regarding veteran issues and things like that. But it's just one of those things we have to watch. We have to really.
What about
watch
the overly sexual stuff that's been posted recently?
As long as it's not nudity, I mean.
Talking about rimming a girl's ass in a bathroom and stuff. I mean, we're not profit. Come on.
That's who's posting this?
I reported it to. I talked to Spartan about it. I didn't report it. But I talked to Spartan about it, and Jeff, and let them know this was going on, and it'd been there for over 24 hours. Had about 40 comments on it.
Right. It's not something we're gonna catch everything on, but yeah.
No, I understand, but with the amount of moderators that we have in the admin team,
Sometimes they get
yeah,
hard to see.
yeah, and again, people here actually have lives and stuff like that.
So I got you.
Facebook.
Some get spaced out and stuff.
But either way,
we do rely on people like you saying, "Hey, look, I found this. What are we going to do about it?"
Yeah, but I get that was voted no. Let them talk about it. Well, talking about rimming, like, come on, man, blowjobs and rimming. No, but I'm saying there's other examples of that, like things that were towing the sexual line of like anime and and overly sexual comments in the comments, and it's no, let the post stand. So there's got to be a hard line drawn about what is allowed and what isn't. Not every post is voted on as we're going to delete it or we're not.
Mhm.
Well,
Because
you
what's
have
the
an
standard
image
we
to
can put?
uphold.
What's the stand? Well, here's the thing: we have the image. I mean,
Nothing
where's that?
sexual.
Well, I mean,
Nothing racist, nothing
what's defined as sexual though? When
phobic.
somebody- yeah, nothing
Grooming,
racist, nothing
bumping.
phobic, no isms, stuff like that. I get it, but when it comes to sexual, it's kind of a very blurred line there. Like, what are we talking about? Like, no. How far? My question is, where's the line drawn? Like, are we going to do like maybe we do a rating system? Like, would this be a PG-13? Nothing beyond PG-13. No rated R shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
think
think
we'd lose a
the
lot of
standard
our
might want to
interactivity,
be, would you say it to your mother?
I don't say shit.
That's
You know, you-
a tough
in-
I don't know. It
standard.
depends on who your mother is.
Yeah, that's very
Around your
broad. My
family,
mom had
listen,
the first date.
You wouldn't go home to mom and talk about the nasty shit you did to
Listen,
the hooker
listen.
you got over the weekend.
People up north, and I'm telling you, in the Northeast, they're a whole different breed. They call their parents by first name. If I ever said that shit to my mother, man, she beat the crap.
Yeah, we real
Like,
right
There's
it's
a
real
cast iron
relaxed up
frying
there.
pan in my kitchen that's coming at my head.
I
I'm
think
ju-
the
I'm
best
just
way to
saying,
do about
so-
it is
Case by
is
case.
PG-13.
PG-13, great.
Yeah, I
Would
think
you
that could
let-
be the standard right there.
Would you
PG-13.
let
So
Noah look at it?
do
Because
what?
remember, we also have kids in the guild too.
I know that. I know
So,
that.
so
it's-
that needs to be announced officially starting today. The guild is PG-13. No ifs, ands, or buts. Then
Giggity.
Shit, man, we can't even get the people to read the fucking rules, much less care about the shit we
I know.
post.
We can't
I
even get
know.
people to answer all 3 questions.
That's because one's not a question. It literally says this is just a statement, so people ignore it. So do we need to reword it as a question?
Well, I know the first one, the second one is just a statement, but the third one's a question.
yeah, no. The first one is a question saying you gotta say yes or no, and no get you booted. The second one, if they leave it blank, I still accept them as long as they answered the first and the third one.
Is there any way to condense it all into one question? Just 3 different lines with very short statements?
Because they're pretty long.
I think there's also a characters limit, so we have to look into that.
No, I know that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Is there any way
I'll
to
look
condense
into
it?
rewording it, making it short, sweet, and to the point.
I think it
we
might
can
be.
condense it into one question that covers everything just in very brief sentences without having to go in depth. Like, don't report posts. Don't do this. Nothing sexual. No isms. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, no. Kind of like when you click go into somebody's subscriber chat. It's very simple. Yada, yada, yada. So
I think we need to add something to the questions that actually makes them read them. So, for example, you put
no, that doesn't work. Because
We've tried
process-
that for a year, and they can't read.
It's true.
MWMDogK9 says, don't censor it. That's what you're always mad at Facebook about. I don't think you understand what our nonprofit is about, sir. When we have donations, people coming in, looking at Facebook, you know what happens when you don't censor a group? Misfits. That's what happens. Misfits destroyed itself. Absolutely not. So I question you on what you actually think about or what your definition of censorship actually is versus it's not welcome here versus you're not allowed to post at all. Look into that. I can't stand people that don't understand what censorship actually is.
I didn't even know we were streaming.
Anyway, so okay, with that being said, let's try and condense the actual questioning portion of it. The guild will be a PG-13. We'll keep it simple. And like
PG-13 across the board for everything, or PG-13 as it relates to sexual posts?
Across the board.
Well,
Well, yeah,
Well,
the
what
sexual
else is-
post. I
what
mean,
else
I
is
don't
there?
know. You
John.
guys vote on it.
PG-13 in regards to what else though? No isms. I mean, that's kind of
Well, because
self-explanatory.
no, because there's at times there's posts with language in it that would not function under a PG-13, but it's
All right,
not
sexuality.
anything that would
Sexuality
be.
is PG. I don't care if somebody goes in there and says fuck. I don't. I really don't. That's.
Yeah, but there
it's a
goes your
grown-up guild.
PG-13 rating. That's what I'm saying.
So
Okay,
PG-13
gotcha.
sexuality.
Yeah, sexuality PG-13.
That's the clarification I was looking for. Thank you.
Cool. Okay. All right, moving on. Any other goals for 2018? We have.
I have a goal. Well, this is just a
I thought
personal
you meant
thing.
you were the goals.
Yeah, no.
Whoa,
I've got a
whoa!
goal. No,
She's
I
a
have a
married
goal.
lady.
Let me talk. I was gonna say I want to see the streamers out donate John for the charity streams. I want to see, like, as a whole, the streamers either equal to or better than John.
Who doesn't?
That's going to strictly come from viewings and followings, though.
Oh,
Wow,
I know.
I detected a little bit of animosity and anger in some of the comments there. Who
Well,
doesn't?
that means John can't stream for a whole month, and then we should be able to beat him.
I will never put myself in any competition.
As
somebody
long
else
as
that's
our
not there.
streamers are out donating you, I'd say we were doing pretty damn well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say for 2 goals, I think they were already mentioned, but getting 1 or 2 more sponsors for this year, and then, as was stated earlier, getting into these venues when they do them, like PAX South. Like, I'm right here in San Antonio where it is. I'd already planned on going, but I'd
bring
love
that
to
up
see
in
something like
2019 goals. That's in January. I'm bringing that up for 2019. We're talking about 2018 right now. Anything else for 2018?
Get through the holiday, the Christmas.
Get through the holiday. Kenny, how are we looking on shirts being shipped out for those that achieve the Turkey Day one?
They will be here within on either Friday or Saturday.
Awesome.
And then I will be shipping them out from there.
And then we need to get the Christmas sweaters, the ugly Christmas sweaters for Alpha Nerds Guild up there as well. I think we can do a lot of good there. Like a lot. I would love to buy one. I will buy an ugly ANG Christmas sweater.
Fuck yeah.
I would love to rock the shit out of that. I think we'll make some good revenue there. One thing I wanted to hit again real quick. I'm trying to get people paid. Thank you, Taz. I'm trying to get people paid through non-donation money. So the Twitch merchandise that I sell, I'm going to be transferring over to Kenny for him to fulfill, and that will help him out. And then Leah has the Man Sports code that she can use, and I'm trying to get it as we bring in more people, throw it to people that have been with the guild the longest to try and start generating them some form of income and also incentivize interaction. And as it comes, I'll be divvying out to certain people. So when we want to secure other sponsors, it's a matter of what can they donate and what can they give to the guild. What about Colin Wayne?
What about him?
What if he had an Alpha Nerds Guild thing that he could actually make? A steel sign, something sexy. And there's a code. There's a code that people can get a discount off of that we can incentivize other people to actually purchase. And then once a month, he donates one of those signs to the nonprofit for a raffle.
Will he do that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will. Let me hit up Colin tomorrow. I'll ask him, Jared, this one will fall on you. This will be your thing to take over in a sense. And basically, if you've never looked at it, look at redlinesteel.com. That's what he does. These are powder-coated steel signs that are pretty fucking incredible.
We have several of them here at my house. They are fantastic.
Right, he does an amazing job. So there might be a way to get involved with him. He's reached out to me to be an ambassador of the company. I just wasn't really interested. What we could do is use a code like ANG20 for 20% off, and we can make that across the board for every new sponsor we bring in. The code will be ANG20 no matter who it is. So there's continuity across the board, so there's never any question. So if anyone ever wants to go on redlinesteel.com, they can still use ANG20 and get 20% off their order, and that percentage goes back to the person that advertised it. And that's a way for them to generate money and stuff like that. So, and all the money raised from that would go to the Alpha Nerds Guild. Like he'd get his percentage, and then he'd donate the rest back to the Alpha Nerds Guild nonprofit, or it'd be basically it'd be they purchase it, and he'd also donate one plaque or one sign per month to our raffle to help us generate money or generate donations. So that should be pretty simple there. But I'll reach out to Colin tomorrow and I'll talk to him. But yeah, essentially it's got to be stuff that would be worth it, that we can actually get something from. But all right, that being said, let's go ahead and move into 2019. Goals for 2019 next year. Goal one for me, I want to get the guild group, Facebook group, up to 20,000. I want to see the Instagram grow. I want to see the Facebook page main grow. We need to get more stuff out there, pushing way more content. I would like to be able to hire a content creator, someone that's just pumping out good content, shareable content, just gets more interaction, more stuff like that. Because essentially that's the lifeblood of your social media. Um,
One issue with that is we're a closed group, which means whatever is posted on our page can't be shared off of the group.
That's why we got to post it from the NPO, because then it can be shared from the NPO page.
Gotcha.
As well as being able to ask all of our current followers that they can post something on their personal page with the link to Alpha Guild, and that even further gets our reach out there as well.
The problem with a page is when you post to the page and you share from the page, again, Facebook destroys the reach. I can show you on my own page. If I post a link from anything else, Facebook kills it. They want me to pay. They want me to pay to boost the post to my reach or to my audience. That's the problem. You're going to post it, but you're not going to get any interaction.
Does that count for the actual Facebook page? So if I'm on my personal page,
no,
and I just post it for the Alpha Nerds Facebook page,
yeah,
on my personal timeline, that still cuts it.
Problem is you're not gonna be able to do that because the Facebook page itself is private, so you can't share stuff from it.
Well, if we post like original content to the NPO page, including our website, as long as that our website is on the Facebook, according to the Facebook algorithm, as soon as the website is posted on the page itself, it allows you to post from that page to be shared, and the reach should be about the same as if it were an organic Facebook post itself.
You can try it.
Yeah, the way the algorithm is set up in Facebook, if you link anything outside of Facebook and share it, it gets killed. If it's a Facebook to Facebook share, it should, that's the keyword, not affect reach. But if it's an outside link, it'll wreck it.
Except for the outside reach of the actual website that's posted on the actual page itself.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Regarding PAX South, talking to Man Sports, we might be splitting a booth with them to actually attend PAX South, getting a booth with Man Sports, and start pushing ANG out there by business cards, selling merchandise, all of it going back into the guild nonprofit. Just see how we do as a measurement stick. Might be too late. I don't know. I'm looking into it. I'm meeting with them tomorrow. We're going to discuss it more about how much a booth would cost, how much it would cost to split it with Man Sports, and then advertise it to let Alpha Nerds Guild people know that we are going to be there, having merchandise that can only be bought at that event, which makes it a hot commodity, which is really cool, and things like that. So I'm talking to them, and I'll have more information for y'all next Tuesday for the next meeting as far as how that's going to look. So
if you need help with that, I live right here, so it's not a problem for me.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else for 2019? We get the Facebook growing to at least 20,000. I want to attend PAX South, maybe some other events to see if we can afford it, see if we can generate some revenue off of that for donation purposes.
Something simple, an event calendar that we can all put on and make sure that we're ready for bigger events. And we can even use a Google Calendar to use that, just that we're all sharing.
Can't you make a Gmail account for ANG and create a Google Calendar that way as well, so that you can access it and post it to the ANG page?
Yes, but we have to control the substance of it. And I already have a Google account for ANG.
No, that's fine, because you could tie that into the event sign up, so that when, say for example, when I receive that email, I just push it to you and you can post it on the.
Yes, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to what we're doing as promotions.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Somebody asked in the chat room if we'll be doing PAX East and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just don't know. We gotta see how we do it. PAX South. PAX South is close. I can work with Man Sports. I can order the stuff, have it shipped to me as far as the Alpha Nerds Guild stuff, and then I ride with Man Sports down there. Like, we split a hotel, all kinds of shit. We'd have to see cost of that and then cost of what we make at the actual event, and if we do well at all or not. I don't know. We're gonna have to see, but it's all gonna be all up in the air. So I'll let y'all know more about that as it comes closer.
Feel free to let me know if you need either of you need anything for that. San Antonio is not too far from us, but I'll be around. So.
Certainly, yeah. We'll always need we'll need all the support we can get. But like I said, as soon as I know more, I'll definitely let y'all know of what we need, and then especially advertising purposes of, hey, Alpha Nerds Guild's gonna be their first event. I don't even know if we can even still get a booth, so I'm gonna look it up and see what the things are for it. But anything else for 2019?
Going back to the app that was previously mentioned, if anyone ever heard of Alyssa Quinn? She created High Caliber Community. That was an app that came out earlier this year. She made it specifically for veterans to like meet up and go do things, kind of like what we're trying to do. Would anyone have an issue if I get in touch with her and see who she contacted and how she got her app up and running and everything else? Because she is still serving, and she is specifically to supporting and helping veterans.
Jared, I think it's gonna fall on you, man. What do you think?
Reaching out and finding out wouldn't be a bad thing. Just don't commit to anything, because I'm talking to one of our leaders about their spouse possibly doing it, because she works in that general area as well.
That's fine. I'm just trying to get like a foundation of just basic information. So I'm definitely not. I don't have the power or the rights to commit to anything, but just so to help support you all make the decision and just another avenue of possibly getting it done.
Okay.
Yeah, collecting data is always a good thing.
Okay. Anything else to add for 2019?
I guess like we've got the main page growing, but I'd like to see some of the side page grow a little bit more. Granted, I run one, but and Josh is doing such a fantastic job with the tournaments. Instead of just always having to post on the main page, I'd like to see like some of the side pages kind of grow into their own a little bit. And a lot of that comes from we need to start pushing them on Facebook again, like we were, and things like that.
Give me examples of how to do that, Leah.
So there was a little bit of time that I was pushing out the streamers page. I was doing different things, trying out different posts that worked, trying to grab the attention of people. So like if someone's streaming Free for All Friday, I try to post them up on the main page as a, hey, come check out our streamers. Here's the link to the streamers page, but here's also a featured streamer because they're streaming an Ang event, or like throughout the charity stuff. Post up the gifts from geeks once the stream sign up is complete, and we have a list of people. Lock it up, and then post that to the main page, kind of dragging people over to streamers. Or like Josh was posting out, hey, here's the event information, but you need to come over to the tournament group to go ahead and find the rest of the information. Or like kind of it pulls people from the main page to the side pages, so we get more interest in people either wanting to stream with us, wanting to do tournaments, playing D&D, being in WoW with us, things like that.
Okay. And that could probably fall back under the whole repetition of posting in the Facebook group, like scheduled posts. Okay. So let's go ahead and make that happen. Let's get the questions condensed, security questions condensed, and then let's start scheduling out posts of on Monday we promote this, and you could even make it one post per day. But I know it's going to take some time on. I know it's a pain in the dick, but 7 different posts for 7 different days of promoting whatever, because we have a lot of new members in the guild that are joining about the stuff. So it's on us to go in there and remind them. So it's kind of that whole idea is like, if I haven't seen it, it's new to me. So, but all right. I know the 5-year goal. Actually, I don't even want 5. I want 3. 3-year goal. I want to open up a facility here in Dallas, an actual facility that the goal is where veterans and first responders can come in and actually get psychological help 100% free by paying a psychologist to do it. And then also um, private, to where it's off the record. Like, no, their work doesn't know about it. Nobody knows about it, but they get the help they need. Set it up like a gaming area, like having a bunch of games and stuff in there. It's just simple. And then once a week, having like maybe group therapy sessions, and hiring like 1 or 2 people to run it, a psychologist to be there. But
Like an
it's one of the
MWR.
essentially, yes, like an MWR where they sit in therapist. Um, and I want to set one up, and I want to test it and see how well we do. And if it's something that we can spread, we spread it. I open up locations where we feel like most people need it the most. Um, I mean, hell, I'd love to see them near military bases, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I would say that'd probably be the best bet.
Wow.
I actually spitballed that idea in mod chat about a month ago. Started with like you can get your coffee, your monsters, whatever. It's basically like a internet cafe type deal, and then you got you're wanting to add psychologists and all that in the back, and I don't see why that wouldn't be doable. I mean, places like Colorado Springs where we have a large A&G presence. I know Dallas, or yeah, I think it's Dallas in Texas has a pretty big one. So those would be pretty good markets to test out in.
Wow.
I know San Antonio is known as Military City.
Yeah, Fort Sam's right there.
We'll have to test it out. I think that the smartest thing would be to do is like near a military base area. I know we have I talked to the SMU community here. We have a big amount of veterans here. But it's just one of those ones that it wouldn't be anything extravagant. It's going to cost a lot. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're going to have to raise a lot of money to do this. And remember, these things only stay open by donated revenues. So then we have to push in more to fundraising, push in more to just all type. Like, I wish I could find someone to write grants to try and apply for a grant for us. Because if we can get a grant, fuck, I'll squeeze the trigger on this tomorrow. I was like, all right, we're going to go find some place that we can get for $1,500 a month. Nice facility. We decorate it, put gaming consoles, bean bags, a fun dork place, get it decorated, looking good, and then hire on a therapist. Like, hey guys, they're available here. Advertise the fuck out of it. Get engagement. Hit up the local college campuses. Tell veterans about it. Tell law enforcement. I was telling Laura about getting with the DPD, the Assist the Officer Foundation, letting them know, like, hey guys, if you ever need psychological help and you want it off the record, you can come here 100%. No one will know and get psychological help for free through donated funds. So that's what I want to see Alpha Nerds Guild morph into. Like, I know it takes a while, but this is something that I feel like could be very beneficial. We create chapters throughout America and major cities and stuff like that, to where it's like, hey, the Alpha Nerds Guild Dallas chapter, Alpha Nerds Guild San Antonio, or near an army base, or things such as that. And I know we can get a lot of donated stuff through that. I think it'll be very beneficial, because I know originally that's what Alpha Nerds Guild was going to be about, as far as linking veterans up to psychologists so they can go in for free and we pay for it. But we found out it was going to be a big pain in the ass, so we didn't, and we stuck to what we have now, which is awesome. But I like the I like the idea of we do it ourselves.
Definitely.
That or around the bases that have the big WTUs as well.
That too. But anything else for 2019? Growth. Yeah. All right. So closing statements, closing thoughts. Anybody else want to add anything to what we discussed? Nothing?
Go Team Alpha.
All right. So with that being said, this concludes the meeting for tonight. Just so people are tracking, after this, I'm going to away those orders, and then December 1st, we squeeze a trigger on Operation Gifts from Geeks. And I definitely want to see us get more people volunteering as far as submitting applications for it. And Leah, I'll definitely put my name in the ring to help raise money for that by doing a charity donation. I'm really hoping that my Facebook application goes through to where we can actually use Facebook to raise funds. And I would do a stream live on Facebook for 24 hours or 12 hours, whatever, and see what kind of money we can raise through that method. So,
hey, speaking of raising money and whatnot, did you get that email that I forwarded over to you from that the lady that Leah sent me. I mean, Laura sent me. Excuse me.
When did you send it?
About 20 minutes ago.
Oh, probably. Let me look. Yeah. Um, Wait, you talking about the order the lady needs?
Roger.
Yeah, I got that here. Uh, yeah, I never saw her name. That's the weird thing. Was it a late submission or?
No, she sent it in yesterday.
I haven't. I don't. That's weird because I replied to every email we had.
Sometimes they get lost in the filter, and you probably just didn't see it, or it just
Alright.
didn't get delivered.
All right, I'll square it away now. All right, is there anything else anybody else wants to add before we close this thing out? Okay, same time next Tuesday. Let's make sure we have the information ready. I will pack South information readily available for y'all. Kenny, get with Rambo Tweety, figure out the computer situation, graphic design. Leah, let's make sure we have everything ready to go to squeeze the trigger on the streams for December. Jared, look
ready.
into the app, stuff like that. And as for the mods and stuff, let's go ahead and make sure we get the information out there about PG-13 is the new standard for sexual stuff. They can still cuss and shit like that, but yeah,
John,
stuff like sexual. Yeah.
Would you make a video post of that on the wall? We can mark that as an announcement.
As far as what?
The PG-13.
Yeah, I mean we can make it I mean the announcements. I can just we can make a few posts. Let's make a few posts. I don't want to clutter up I don't want a lot of announcements because it just makes it look like it's no one reads that shit. It's just so much. We need to just keep it keep it simple, stupid. But I will make a few posts on that.
Well, what I'm saying is, if you do a video announcement, they'll watch it. They won't read it, but they'll watch it.
Think so?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give it a
People
shot.
still think that name dropping you in a debate with a mod is going to get them out of trouble. So.
No, it does not.
Damn it.
That's the one thing that we learned in the Army. It's like you always have to back your chain of command unless they're 100% wrong. But my crew has never been wrong. So, all right. With that being said,
Except for pizza does have pineapple on it. I'm just saying.
Don't let's not do that. Let's not. Oh, Jesus Christ.
We're not indulging in that bullshit again.
No, well, we're not going down that rabbit hole again because that took months to finish, letting it run its course.
Well, you didn't help.
I posted a few fucking things. That was all right. Let me get the done before it gets too late. Guys, appreciate you coming and taking time out of your busy days to come do this. And like I said, the goal is I would love to grow this guild and nonprofit to where I could actually pay you all to do your jobs, and we get so fucking big. And none of us get rich doing this, but I'm at least able to pay you something to donate a large portion of your time into helping other people. And we've been 100% nonprofit from the get-go now, but eventually if someone comes over full time, you are going to get what you pay for. And I have no problem paying somebody, not an outlandish salary, but to do their job. So even if it's we bring people on full or part-time, I'm fine with that as well. But I want to get people to the point where if they're donating so much of their time into growing this, you should be paid. That's just how I see it.
Send me some brain bridge. I'll keep working for you forever.
Oh God.
All right, y'all. I gotta bounce. I'm gonna get
I'm glad
started
you
on
did
this.
talk to me tonight, babe. You're welcome. Love you.
Hey, Kenny, check the officer chat for Discord. You two, Craig and Jared.
Craig's not
Karma.
here.
Check that.
Yeah, I'm reading.
Yeah, you see the picture I just posted?
Yep.
All right,
Hey.
just wanted to bring that up to you guys. He reached out a couple minutes ago.
Kenny, you still here? Kenny?
Right back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, sorry. I posted the pack stuff. There's also an option that there may be a possibility of doing like a media thing. I didn't know if you had any writers who may be interested or maybe going to PAX South, if that might be another option to look at for a media pass, since it would be, they could write about it and put it on the blog post or something to look into, as well as a booth. Different events that they might want to go to. You can always look up on their websites and see if they could possibly get a media pass for the website.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I have to go with George to see how many writers that we have that are actually writing.
Yeah. I figured you would be the best bet to get with him on that since you guys worked closely on that. So, but I thought I'd just bring that up to you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll look at it.
All right, ready, break.
Okay, you playing some Paladin?
I'm actually about to spend some time with Kayla. I've been
Okay.
neglecting her the past 2 hours. I don't know what we're doing yet.
Okay. Thought I'd
Hey,
ask.
just for an update real quick too, I forgot to mention it, but as of right now, there have been 60 people to sign up to send Raylan birthday cards. So I'm just
That's
waiting for them
awesome.
to pour in, and I will package them all up in the large flat rate shipping boxes, obviously unopened.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Hello. How are you?
So weird. That was hot.
I know. You get used to it.
Ugh. Ah,
So what's up?
Not much. Like an hour and a half or so before I have to go to work. Ugh.
That's lame.
I know, totally lame. What's up with you? How was the meeting?
It was long.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. That was a question.
Sorry, fucking Kenny's freaking out. So how was your night of... Oh, shit, I've been recording this whole time.